Actually, as you guys know, there's only some of famous North Korean only showed, only shared their story.
Hi guys, this is Eunhee from North Korea. Welcome back.
Oh yeah.
Could you guys explain about yourself briefly?
Hi, my name is Jiyeon. I'm from North Korea. And I live in here for 10 years. And then I'm a co-founder of Istory. It is a fashion brand. Okay.
Hi, my name is Inki. I'm from South Korea, and I studied in US for 7-8 years.
Wow.
And then I came to South Korea 3 years ago, and I just joined Istory this August. So it's been my 5th month since I joined.
I see.
And then I'm CMO and marketing manager at Istory.
What did you study in California?
Oh, I studied marketing.
Oh wow, I'm studying business, so I'm very into marketing as well.
Okay, it's good to know.
Yeah, good to know. High five.
Good to know.
Okay, hey Jiyeon, I have a question. So I know, to live in South Korea by ourselves, it's not easy to live in a new country. So could you express the most impressive cases that you've experienced in South Korea?
Yeah.
With the 3 words, but I can say it's up to you. You can do 1 or 2.
I really wanted to explain 3 words, but I'm research of English, so that's why I explain only 1.
Oh yeah, it's okay. I really appreciate.
Education. It is definitely education.
So why you think that is
I
education?
think it is totally different in South Korea and North Korea because of course we studied history, but it is totally different. I mean, some of things they are 왜곡하다? Do you know the word?
Manipulate.
Yeah, it's really different. And then in South Korea, they touch it as it's really fact. And then anyway, the South Korean mom, they spend a lot of money to teaching their children, but in North Korea, some of them only did that because they are rich, but just normal, they didn't. I think that is most different things.
And then it is the most impression for you in South Korea. Yeah, it's me too. As a North Korean, we are received that Americans are evils and bastards. Yeah, right. Even we never met them, but we thought Americans are evil to kill other people. But when I came to South Korea, actually they are most generous people.
Right.
Many Americans and many Europeans have contribute to their time and their knowledge and ability to share with the North country factors that we can learn English.
Right. Also, they touched us like that. The American, they colonized to South Korea, so there's a lot of homeless men, and then they are living really poor. Yeah, I got that.
Yeah, I'm so good to hear that you had that same impression what I had in South Korea. Yeah, I have a question for you. As what made you too interested about this North Korean field business? And then when you met Jiyeon, what was your impression?
So I met her for the first time last year at the program hosted by Asanan Foundation was startup events. And then before that events, I've never ever met any North Korean in my entire life.
I think so.
Even in US, it's gonna be hard in US, but even in South Korea, I have never met any North Korean. So it was actually my first time encounter or actually meeting with North Korean people. And some South Korean, they have prejudices right against North Korean. And then for me, because since I was in the States, I was exposed to many media news about like propaganda, talking bad thing about North Korea, right? Kim Jong Un is evil and all that. So my first impression was whole opposite to what I've heard in the States. So they're the same people, they have same dream, they have same goals, and they're struggling to settle in South Korea, life in South Korea. And like at first when I met Jiyeon, I didn't know she was from North Korea, and she didn't even talk about it, so I didn't ask. But later I found out she's from North Korea, and then because I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell different.
She has been living in South Korea for 10 years.
Right.
Yeah. So first impression was, oh okay, she has like the good vibe, good energy, and she's like outgoing and all that.
Right.
So bright energy. Yeah, that was my first impression.
And then you started learning about North Korea since you met Jihyun.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing story.
Also, he met a lot of North Korean after I met.
Wow. So you spread the awareness to him.
Maybe.
That's a beautiful story that Jihyun spread her story, shared her story with Honggi, and then Honggi now started meeting more North Korean defectors who live in South Korea. So it's kind of like learn each other we never exposed before, right? Between the North and South. And now let's talk about your business. It's just so very important to know, especially for me who want to be CEO in the future, but I don't know what to do yet.
Oh, you can do it.
But I need an idea, but I want to learn today. Okay. So could you explain briefly about your business, what you do and what kind of differentiation you guys have?
So Istory is a personal fashion brand. So what we do is we interview. So there are currently 34,000 North Koreans living in South Korea. So what we do is we find them and then we have an interview with them, and then we sketch and we design the pattern or graphic design, and then we put that onto our T-shirts. So right now so far we interviewed 10 North Korean defectors or resettlers, and then we have 3 different clothing line: short sleeves T-shirts, and then long sleeve T-shirts, and then the sweatshirts line.
So this is Jihyun gave me, and then I really like it. You have to. I'm gonna show you this design.
Let me explain this.
Yeah.
So this is a design or graphic.
Yeah.
The patch by Charjun, and then. So we have the QR code on the bottom, on the center bottom, and then what you can do if you purchase this sweatshirts, you can scan the QR code with your camera or cell phone, and then you're gonna have the access to the full story of Churchin, like what his favorite colors, what he likes to do, and then how he grew up, and all the stories. You can have access.
He escaping to North Korea too.
Wow.
Yeah.
I never heard of this type of a clothing brand ever in my life, even though I have been living in South Korea about 10 years. So it's just so fascinating, and then it's very unique brand,
Right.
So we have to spread this brand. I need your help, guys. And then I wonder, you guys work in Korea, so what is your segment? Your segment is only in Korea or abroad? How is it possible that global the consumers can buy your brand, and how?
Yeah, so we have global websites and the Korean websites. If you guys are living outside of Korea, you guys can go to the istoryus.com, and then you can order our brands or our products from there.
So I just as a maybe Korean, it's easy to buy here, but as a the perspective of the foreigners who live in abroad, and they might wonder how long it takes time to receive that product.
Yeah, so average it takes so from the date you place an order, it takes 1 to 2 weeks. So, and because we are shipping abroad, so it takes time. And we're using express mail service, so try to use the fastest mail service.
Okay, so is it included the delivery fee as well?
No.
No, you have to, like, the consumers have to buy for it, right?
Yeah.
No, I heard that the USA or something, the country outside of country, when they shipping to South Korea, it is way cheap, but we just sending
that's right.
to abroad, it's really expensive.
And I just wonder that you made and then you guys work together and then spread North Korean news, also, you know, the freedom of expression, like that people can realize how much they are guaranteed with the freedom they are born with. So I wonder, what is your personal goal and the business vision for the future? Oh no, your personal goal.
Okay. Our certain vision is that we will release it to those Korean people story, or we will release those Korean who live in South Korea.
34,000.
34,000.
Okay.
So you want to release the story of 34,000 North Korean defectors who live in South Korea by your fashion brand.
Our fashion brand. Then we will gonna have about the discrimination, because in South Korea they are discrimination of the North Korean because they have classes about North Korea, but so that's why we wanted to raise the North Koreans' voices.
So ultimately, like, we try to interview all the North Korean people living in South Korea. That's our ultimate vision or goal. And then the reason why we want to do it is we want to spread their stories, because there are so many stories that are not told and kept hidden, because they have so many like private or like personal like stories that they cannot tell. And then throughout doing this, we think there's a value that people know of the story and that they can share with other people, so that more people know about their stories. So we think there's a value there. And then moreover, our mission is we try to help North Korean resellers living in South Korea to become economically independent, because there are so many issues with them standing up with their own food. Even like for starting up their own business, it's really hard for them, because they cannot get a fund and there's so many issues with it. And they face against like prejudices from South Korean and in this society and all that. So that's our mission. We try to help them become economically independent.
So there is one question for me. It's in my mind that, like, you guys deliver the North Korean stories. So the North Korean main character who gave your the story on this brand, what kind of advantage they can get?
So our profits or our proceeds, 10% of our profits goes into like 2% goes to the North Korean interviewing.
Wow.
So people who we interviewed, the designs, those people, the 2% goes to them, and then 8% goes to create the funding to help North Korean entrepreneurs.
Right.
Wow, that's now I have goosebumps. Like, that's amazing. So it means if you buy these clothes, you can help. Like, of course, you can get the product what you wanna buy. Also, you can help and then solve the society problems, which is directly goes North Korean defectors. So 2% of revenue goes to North Korean defector who shared their stories, and 80% is goes to kind of like NGO or other that like CSR part, right? So if you buy this one, you would definitely the one who can help North Korean defectors and North Korean issues directly. So you have to just check it out. Hey, Jian, is there any last comment? Why it's so important to sell your brand to the world?
Actually, as you guys know, there's only some of famous North Korean only only shared their story. Then a lot of North Koreans they didn't share their story because of the North Korea.
Family issues.
Right, because some of North Korean family living in North Korea, so they care about their family. That's why they didn't release their story. Right? Me too. it's me too. So that's why. But if you guys buy our brand, you can see like a normal person's story and then the other North Korean story too.
From the QR code that everyone
right.
can reach out to see and read North Korean character stories.
Right.
Like, are you gonna know about North Koreans 34,000 North Korean characters story? You will just like make a puzzle of North Korea, not only famous people who only appeared in the TV show and then people like published. It's like me. My story is just like one piece of North Korea. Not many people talking about their stories as well. So you might have also stereotype North Korea. But if you buy this clothes and then check it out their stories, you will have more knowledge and extension of stories in North Korea. So like my last comment, just check it out, the website, and then if you want to solve the North Korean problems, just buy this clothes. Thank you for your time, and I really enjoyed it, and I learned a lot. I might have maybe a new idea in the future.
Thank you for having us. It's a great time.
And then thank you. It's a beautiful moment that South Korea and North Korea work together, and it touched my heart as well.
Okay, we'll stop.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys for watching this video, and then I'm looking forward to seeing you next video.
Okay,
Bye. Take care.